Teacher, are the auditions closed yet? I could barely believe these words came out of my mouth. Every personality test I've ever taken points me towards the same direction. Introvert, shy, quiet. I'm not someone you'd usually notice in a room. I don't raise my hand first. I find my corner and I stay there. That was me. Comfortable in the shadows. Happy to let the world move around me while I stood still. So when I heard myself asking about an audition to become an actor, part of me was just as surprised. Because becoming an actor was never something I had imagined for myself. Not even once. So what changed? 3 years ago, my mom took me to visit a new school. The moment I walked in, I froze. The recording room was full of big cameras. Students stood in front of them, one by one, delivering their lines while everyone else watched. My mom turned to me and said, "Sweetie, this is where you'll be studying." I looked at her, then I looked at the cameras, and back at her. "Please, Mom, I don't want to move. I don't want to do this. This is the last thing I would choose." She smiled, and I knew immediately the decision had already been made. Because when it comes to Mom, who can change her mind? Someone once told me, as you grow up, there will be many things you don't like, but simply cannot avoid. Some people hate waking up early, but when home is far from school, you wake up early anyway. Some people hate learning math, but it's a core subject. You study it anyway. And some people are terrified of speaking in public. But when it's essential for your school, for your career, for life, you do it anyway. So if you're going to have to face these things regardless, wouldn't it be better to change the way you look at them? You can't change the early mornings. You can't skip math classes. And you can't avoid the stage forever. But you can change your mindset. And that's exactly what I did. So I created my own formula. See it clearly, accept it, take action. Step 1, see it clearly. Stop, take a breath. Look honestly at the situation in front of you. The one that's making you uncomfortable. The one you're resisting. Ask yourself, why does this matter? How does it affect me? Is it worth holding on to this fear, this discomfort, this resistance? That honest moment of clarity, that's what see it clearly means to me. Accept it. Once you understand how important something is, and that you cannot change it, give yourself the permission to accept it. This is the hardest step, because when you've been wired a certain way your whole life, shyness is built into your personality, your comfort zone. Your sense of self letting go feels like losing something. I once heard a comedian being asked, "What's the worst piece of advice you've ever heard?" He said, "Be yourself." And honestly, I agree. Be yourself doesn't work in every situation. Not because it's wrong, but because it's incomplete. Sometimes being yourself means being brave enough to grow yourself. My mom always says that humans are creatures that can be trained with enough intention and discipline. And I believe that. So accept what is important, accept what is necessary, and open your heart to it. Because without that open heart, you can't truly move forward. Take action. See clearly and accepting mean absolutely nothing if you don't do anything with them. So take action. Period. After I asked about the auditions, the teacher told me, "Sorry, auditions are already closed." But I didn't stop there. Opportunities are available to everyone, but the doors of opportunity swing the widest for those who are brave and never give up. So I went to the head teacher directly. I explained my situation to her, and she looked through what was left. Only 2 roles remained: the narrator and the adult version of the main character. I got both. Now, I want to be honest with you about something. I still use this formula today, not just for opportunities, but for fear itself. Fear looks different for everyone. Some fear the dark, some fear small spaces, some fear lizards, and some fear snakes. But my fear is different. I am afraid of the stage. I said I am. Present tense. That's because that fear didn't disappear. Even thinking about standing up here makes my hands tremble. But above that fear, I have my tools. See it clearly. I recognize that this, the stage, the spotlight, the audience, is something we're facing, not because it's comfortable, but because the discomfort itself has value. Accept it. I accepted that this would be hard, that my hands might shake, that I would have to stand in a place that makes me want to run. And I accepted that the hardest things often have the most rewarding results. Take action. Here I am. When you fully accept yourself, not just the comfortable parts, but all of it, fear loosens its grip on you, and something surprising happens. You discover that you have different versions of yourself, each one waiting for the right situation, the right moment to step forward. And the version of me standing here today didn't replace the quiet girl in the corner. She's still there. She didn't disappear. What changed is this. I finally understood her. And when you understand yourself, fear stops being a wall and becomes a doorway to who you're meant to become. Fear is a natural human emotion. We cannot control the way we feel it, but we can learn to understand it and walk through it anyway. I have a formula that works for me. See it clearly, accept it, take action. Now what's yours? Create your own formula. Face what frightens you, and you will never again be a victim of your own fear. Elon Musk didn't say that. Kongkul said that. Thank you.